Here is my 4th grader's bin. So with her, this was a fantastic year for her. She gained so much independence this year. Craved it. She's my workbook kid. Always loved workbooks ever since like preschool age. She's just devoured those little like Dollar Tree workbooks and fun little worksheets and different things like that. She just loves them. She's my kid that loves to read. So she's been reading a ton this year. So we'll start, I guess, with language arts. She has been keeping a reading log this year. This is the first year I kind of had her do this. I don't know. I'd say she has a love-hate relationship with this. She doesn't always. I think it really depends on the book. If she didn't love the book, she doesn't want to write about it. But if she did, did enjoy the book, she enjoys getting in here. At first she said, "Mom, I don't know if I want to finish this book." And then she's like, "You know what? I'm going to finish it." She's like, "I want to have it when I'm done." But she's read 40 books this year. That's, fun reads, and then what I required her to read. So, okay, so she's read The Toothpaste Millionaire. Didn't really like this. This is, obviously, he is becoming an entrepreneur, and I don't know, I think it's some of the lingo and different things that they were talking about wasn't really of interest to her. It's kind of like she was falling asleep trying to read it. So this was not her favorite. George Washington Carver, From Slave to Scientist. This is the Heroes of History. There are some heavy topics in here, but she asked a lot of questions. We had some really good conversations about it. So she got through this one, In God We Trust, and The Pledge of Allegiance. Those were early on in the year, and those were good. There were some vocabulary and things that she had to push through to understand and all that, but these were good books. Now this pile here, these first few I had her read, so these were on her list of required reading. Caddy Woodlong, this was one of her favorite books of the year. 5 stars. A Dear America, So Far From Home. This is the Diary of Mary Driscoll, an Irish mill girl. She loved this one as well. Helen Keller was another favorite of the year. She really enjoyed this one and her story. And Sally Bradford, The Story of a Rebel Girl. This was another favorite of hers that she read this year. So those were favorites. Some favorites from her free read. She read Ramona's World from Beverly Cleary. She really enjoyed this. The Ways to Make Sunshine. This is a there's 3 of them. She read all 3, and all 3 were her favorites. One of them I think we got at the library, and the other one's in her room. This is the one I have to show you, but she loved all 3. These are from Renee Watson. Absolutely love this series. And she loved Honey from Sarah Weeks. This was another favorite of hers as well. So she wanted me to let you guys know those were her favorites. She did really well with her reads this year. So the reading log worked well. She's been writing her books, and we're going to continue on through the next year. I told her she can kind of pause. She's still reading various books, but she can pause and kind of writing it down for the summer and just keep enjoying reading. So that's her reading log. Let's see. She's got a lot of creative writing. She's just keeping a notebook. I have her do this once a week, and she just writes a story. We use, let me grab it. So for this, we use story dice. So we just have a couple different kinds here. Let's pretend. Let's go on an adventure. I just probably got this from the Dollar Spot years ago, but we've used them quite a lot. When she was littler, she would just pick them and narrate a story orally, and now she's writing stories. So there's just various little pictures and different things. So I'm dropping one. and you would just roll them and see what kind of stories you would come up with. It's been great. She loves it. It's part of the week that she really looks forward to. That's just kind of what we use for, and there's all kinds of these. It doesn't have to be those. They sell all kinds of story dice. Rainbow Resource, Christian book. So that's what she does for that. For vocabulary, she was working on this workbook this year. This is grades 3 through 5. We haven't finished it, so she's going to be working on this next year. I will just write it into the schedule. She does this still once a week. We were looping this between phonics, just a random phonics book that I found somewhere, and grammar. She was working on an editor-in-chief book. It's taking us so long to get through that book, but she's enjoyed it because these are just kind of like loop workbooks I have her do just for extra practice. But I think this one's the only one that's coming with us next year. I'm going to have her finish this out, and then I have some ideas onto what the next vocabulary resource will be, but she's enjoyed this. This is got a lot of puzzles, so she's asked a question at the beginning, and to find the answer she's got to make sure that all of her vocabulary is correct, and then she can figure out the answer to whatever the story or question was. So she's enjoyed that. There's some trivia in there, so that's been a fun resource for her, and we will just continue that. Let's see. So these were the other books she was looping. Editor-in-Chief. Now this is the grades 2 through 3. This is the beginning one. We've been working on this for so long, but I'm finally going to just put it down. We're going to be using Easy Grammar next year, and this is just something I found, and she wanted to work on it, but we kind of put that down. We put these two down, I don't know, a few months ago. So we didn't finish these. We won't be finishing these. But, you know, they helped us when we needed them. So she is almost done with Language Lessons 4. We haven't been doing the reading portion of this because she's doing another program with Generations for that this year. She's got one more week left in here and she will be finished. She loves this program. She always wants to keep doing it. So she's doing level 5 next year. She loves this. And for reading, she was doing God's Big Story from Generations, the level 4. Absolutely love this. I think this has been so great for her. This has been not only a reading, but a Bible component for her. So like a Bible study. It has her going in her Bible to read scripture that they'll have them read at the end of the chapter. And faith lessons are always really great. She's been doing so well with this. Rarely has anything wrong or anything of issue in the workbook. It's a meaty workbook, but she's gotten through it. So I think she's on target to finish this. If by our kind of stop date this isn't done, I'll probably just have her read the rest of the reader till she's done with it in the summer instead of having her work on the workbook. But we enjoyed the workbook here. The vocabulary was wonderful and in biblical context, which I appreciate. So highly recommend this. We really did enjoy it. We did decide not to go with level 5. Now they do introduce different stories in each level, I believe. This goes from level 1 to level 5, I believe. So there are more stories, deeper in depth, introduced as the levels get higher. But I'm having her do more independent Bible study next year and just using her actual Bible more. So we didn't feel the need to carry on with this, but this was really a great program. Really enjoyed that. Okay, and spelling. She's been doing spelling with Language Lessons. It's worked really well. Her spelling has gotten so much better this year. So with the spelling for language Lessons for Living Education. We keep a folder. She puts her dictionary pages within it, and I will pull the word shape worksheet. These are a free resource on Masterbooks website. So you would just go to whatever level language arts you are in on the main product page, and there are links to like any free resources that go along with it. Word shapes are a free resource for that. And I pull out the spelling worksheet from the workbook. And we just have kind of a daily schedule for that. So Monday is the pre-test. So we do a pre-test of the words. If there is a rule, I'll tell her the rule first. And then we'll do the pre-test. And whatever she gets wrong are what she's going to write 3 times each in a spelling notebook. So she does keep a notebook as well. And then Tuesdays we have a spelling box. The spelling box looks like this. There's just various activities within it, like spelling with tiles, stamps, spelling with stamps, writing the words as a ladder, writing different colors, the vowel versus the consonant, so many various activities, and if I come across a new one I'll add it. But she just shakes it up, pulls out the activity, and that's what she does on Tuesdays. Wednesday she will write the definitions, so she'll find the definitions of only the words that she's working on for the week and put them in here, and gives her, you know, practice with the dictionary. Thursday she does the word shape worksheet. Friday we'll do the test, usually orally. Sometimes she wants to write them down because it's easier for her to see the letters written down. And then she'll work on this last worksheet after she does her test. So this method has worked for really well for her. These last couple of years her spelling has gotten so good. So I like the different hands-on components that we're using with this method. She's getting practice all week long with the words. So yeah, spelling's been great this year, and she's spelling better, which is all I could really ask for. Less mistakes in her independent writing. So her handwriting, it's fine. She's not done with this. She'll take this into next year, which I'm fine with. It's not grade specific. It's handwriting. You know, she's doing cursive. I'm doing really well with it. So we'll continue on with this. We love pen time. It's inexpensive. And it does what it needs to. It teaches handwriting. So that's, and actually they're a really beautiful poems. She's working on a poem here. The Baby King. Baby Jesus slumbered on his mother's arm. They were glad for shelter in the manger warm. No one gave him welcome, gave him greeting bright. As a homeless stranger, Jesus came that night. Then the heavens opened, angels came to earth, told the news so precious of a Savior's birth, told of baby Jesus who had come to bring blessing to all people, come to be our King. I mean, come on. Like, that is nice. That's her copy work. That's what she's working on. And then she could pull that out and send it to a relative. They're just they're put there so that way they can rip them out, color them, address an envelope, send them off, whatever you want to do with it. But I really love that poem. I thought that was sweet. For her devotional this year, she was working on a girl's guide to make really good choices. This is from Elizabeth George. Absolutely have enjoyed this. She does this completely independently, so she's almost done with it. She has barely anything left here. And this is just something, a keepsake, which is really good. Just getting her into her Bible, relating the word to life and to tween life. I know there is one, I think that is for more tweens, but there was really good concepts in here and things that we could have a conversation about. And I recommend this. She enjoyed it. She loves it. It gets her in her Bible too, reading scripture, which I love. So we enjoyed this. She's almost done with that. Okay, let's see what's next. So math. She is doing math lessons for a living education, level 4. We started the year with MCP Mathematics level D. She actually requested this because I gave her a choice and she was looking at it. She's like, I want to do this. But quickly, it just was not clicking with her. Not sure why or what. Maybe it's just the style of it. But she requested to go back to math lessons so that's what we did. I kind of regret ever taking her away from math lessons. So obviously when we started homeschooling, because I was so new to homeschooling, I used like the entire level 1 pack that they have. So I just got the whole pack for level 1 or first grade, I guess you can say. And felt uneasy, I guess, about the math because there was just, I think, a lot of negativity online. I was consuming too much of that stuff. You know, the homeschool YouTube community, I was just consuming all of it. I mean, before I had started homeschooling, I rarely was even on YouTube. I had a channel, but it was for completely different reasons. And yeah, like, I don't know, so you just get overwhelmed with all the information, and I think I was just consuming too much of it and was just hearing all the negativity about things, that I convinced myself that, okay, maybe this is not the program, but honestly, it works so well. I'm so glad we came back to it. I wish we had stayed because, you know, we had to fill some holes here and there, but it's working really well. She's using the video component on the Academy, which is helpful. It gives her a little more freedom to get the lessons done on her own. But she is on lesson 23 out of 36. So she's just going to probably work on this throughout the summer. This is what her thing will be, along with just reading on her own for fun. I'll have her continue this so we can kind of get as much done as possible until we can move into level 5. So she's got level 5 waiting, and then again we'll use the Academy for level 5. It's been working well for her. So yeah, this has been a win for us this year. Again, I wish I would have just stuck it out because every program builds on itself. You know, there's a scope and sequence specific to every program. So moving around with the math for her just wasn't helpful. I realize that now, but that's the journey we're on, right? We learn. You're only going to learn from something after making a mistake, right? And we're human. We're going to make many mistakes. So I'm glad that we went back to this. She's enjoying it. It's working well for her. That was a win. And she is still doing drills. So she does this. Again, these are from Easy Peasy, just a free resource. She puts her timer on for 5 minutes and she gets through. She's been getting farther and farther. So she's like right here. And once she gets them all done in 5 minutes and they're all correct, we can move on. So we will be doing the division book when she's done with multiplication. So she does that as her independent work. So that's math. Let's see, I'll do that last. So for history, she did the second level to America's Story. She's done the first level. We worked on the second. I really enjoy this series. She has become quite independent with it. I just kind of like figure out what I want the lessons to look like because she notebooks. So she keeps a notebook. And various things in the notebook. Map work. Drawing. Different copy work I'll have her do. Different quotes and things. There are some kind of cutouts that they'll have occasionally in the teacher guide that I'll have her work on. So she has some of this notebook left that we'll be taking into level 3. So that has worked out very well, the whole notebooking. We actually really enjoy it. I probably will incorporate a lot more notebooking this upcoming year. It's just, for us, just feels more natural way of learning. And I'm not like, I don't love worksheets. I know my daughter really does enjoy worksheets, but she likes the notebooking style. So this has been great. I feel like the history is right on par with the age group. And, you know, they're going to get deeper into history as we go on. But we like to bring in a lot of living books to kind of make it come alive and use this as kind of a spine. And that's worked really well for us. We really enjoy America's Story. So she's doing level 3 next year. And she also keeps a timeline. Her timeline is looking so much fuller. We use the Wonders of Old. This you can get at Master Books as well. And she just puts, really gives nice visuals to when, because she'll learn, like she learned some things last year in history that she got to come back to and put another thing in. So it just really aligns historic events and people in a nice visual way. Yeah, this is just really helpful. I think if I had this in school, like a timeline like this, which we definitely did not do in public school, or at least mine, this would help quite a bit. So she enjoys this, and we'll continue on with that next year. We also were working on presidents. So we were using Meet the Chief, which is just a book on the presidents. This is from Master Books. And watching videos. So we're going through each president, finding out some interesting information about them, watching videos, and kind of picking out. And I'm just having her work on note-taking. So I think we're about halfway through. We left off on Ulysses S. Grant. So we decided to stop this. So, you know, we can have a lighter load while we're ending the year, and we're just going to pick this up because she's still working on American history next year. She can finish working on the presidents. And these notebooking pages were free from the Homeschool Compass. I can link that down below. I just made her and bound her a little notebook. We'll just continue working on this next year. So this will be something she just does once a week. And it's pretty much independent, where she's just practicing her note-taking skills. So that's worked really well. Now for some things that didn't work too well, and there's more probably on me. Oh wait, no. Hold on. She did work on Explore His Earth, which was a geography workbook, Child's Geography Volume 1. This we enjoyed. I did this with her, and most of it was oral. I wasn't too concerned about all of the worksheets. As you can see, she did do some of them. We did some of the activities. Fun. We didn't do every activity or every worksheet, but we read it, talked about it. I really enjoy the author. What is Boskamp? Here's her last name. I really enjoy her her style of writing. She's writing to the student. It's conversational, and there was different things of using fruit, cutting up the fruit, and kind of talking about longitude, latitude, and all of that in sort of a hands-on way, which was interesting. Like here is the core of an apple. I just saw it here. So I just really enjoyed it. So I liked her writing style so much that we decided to do Volume 2, which is Explore His Holy Land. I'm going to do that as a family subject next year. Again, I posted all those videos, so I'll link those below. But yeah, we've enjoyed it. And she did do some of the copy work. There's copy work in the back, which is mostly scripture writing. She did do most of that, and would do that maybe while I was reading. The one thing I didn't like was the maps in the back of the book were small. So when we were referencing some of them, it was really hard to read. Some of this writing is just so incredibly small. So we just had to source some of our books. Some books we really liked is the DK Geography of the World. This was helpful. Children's Atlas of God's World is another really good one. For history, we enjoyed referencing the DK Smithsonian American History book. This is really helpful. Map Trek also is a great resource for America's Story that has been really helpful for mapping and copying maps. So those are some things we used for history and geography, and they were very helpful resources. Some things that didn't work out was Spanish. So I don't even know where I put the book. But we were using, let's see, Speedy Spanish. This is from Christian Literary Press. I really love this program. It's kind of my fault. We kind of push it to the wayside. My husband actually took over this, and just schedules got out of whack, so it kind of just was the thing that got put away. He speaks fluently, so he's been teaching Spanish, but we just haven't really been consistent on keeping it in the schedule this year. Last year we were a lot better at it. It introduces vocabulary. There's excuse me, like games, bingo type games, and different things, learning phrases, and there's an audible kind of component to it as well. It is really great. We decided to try something new that might be a little easier for him to teach. We'll see. I don't know. It's a new program. I showed it a little bit in a previous video. I'll link that at the top. So we're going to try it. I'm going to keep this, and we're probably going to return back to it maybe after we do the 2 levels in this new program, because this is kind of independent, so I think it would be good for the kids to go through. They have updated it, so if this is something you are interested in, you can check Christian Light's website, and they have updated it to, I think, be more user-friendly. This particular one comes with CDs, and now they have it to where you can just download it and listen to it that way, which is helpful. So, yeah. This isn't something we're never going to pick up again. We just weren't very good at using it this year. And so I'm just going to put it away, and we're going to utilize it down the road. But I do recommend it. It's great. It's Christian, so there's Christian references and songs and different things like that within it. We just weren't very good at bringing Spanish into the mix this year. But she was doing that. My son was not doing that. But now they're both going to go into doing Spanish together with Daddy next year. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully we like the program. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this video here. I wanted to go ahead and do that because I need to clear these bins and put all their new stuff in there. I have a lot of their new stuff over here on the shelf and down here. So I want to put them in the bins. So I wanted to get this video done so I can clear all that, you know, start packing away, doing their portfolios, and getting all that set up. So we have a clean slate for next year, and I can relax a little bit this summer. But I will go ahead and have a follow-up video of like our morning basket things that we loved, what we finished, share some information about those books, read alouds that we read, and all of that. So that'll be an upcoming video. So if any of that sounds interesting and you want to stick around, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell so you don't miss when those are posted. And I appreciate you hanging out with me. If there are any questions on any of the curriculum that we used, I'm sure I forgot something. I'm sure I have. But if there's any questions on anything I have shared with you, let me know. Or if you've used any of these and you want to let me know how your year went with it, how you felt about any of these choices, let me know. It was a great year. I have nothing but good things to say. I find that it felt like a smoother year than last year. We did some moving a couple times last year, so it was more of a chaotic year for us. But this year we felt more settled. Things went a lot more smoothly. And as the year's gone on, we have, you know, found a little more of a consistency. So everything that I planned, we pretty much did. There are some things in the morning basket video you'll learn that we kind of weren't very consistent with, but for what I really wanted to get done and the purpose of our homeschool, the goals I had set, we definitely made those. We hit those goals, and that is thumbs up. And all I really care about when I'm looking back at the year and kind of reflecting. So I'm glad that we did what we came to do, and we're just pushing along and moving forward and excited for the upcoming year. But most importantly, we're excited for the summertime, so we can hang out, we can kind of rest, do a little bit of travel, and, you know, just take it slow until we need to start up again. So let me know how your year went. Are you still within it? Are you still going strong? Do you go through the summer, or have you already started your summer? And let me know how that's going as well. So thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you sitting with me here on this video, and I will see you on the next one. God bless.